All right, welcome to the R.E.A.L method. Now, honestly, let's just get right into it. This is exactly for the man who trains hard, does all of these things right. Like, by doing all of these things right, I mean they're doing the cardio, they're doing the calorie deficit, they're doing the workouts, they're trying new diets, maybe trying new routines, but still not actually getting anywhere. This is exactly for you. So this is the R.E.A.L method, R-E-A-L. In this video, I'm going to go in depth about every single letter, and each one is its own step, and each one is very, very important in its own way, especially the L part of R.E.A.L. I can guarantee you have not even thought about the L part of R.E.A.L yet, so make sure you check out the whole thing. Now, if this is you, please keep watching. If you're training hard, you're eating right, but the results are just not actually coming. You're doing all of these things right, but it's just not coming. You're not getting where you want to be. And you end up exhausted every single day, relying on caffeine, relying on pre-workout just to function throughout the day, to not have that afternoon crash. And you're just tired of trying all these different things, new diets, new workouts, more cardio, a calorie deficit. Nothing is actually sticking and nothing is actually working. But deep down, you know something is 100% wrong, but no one's told you exactly what that is. And somewhere along the way, you kind of just started blaming yourself because you didn't know why the fat wouldn't shred off or the muscle just would not build. And I'm going to be completely real. It is not at all you. It's that no one has ever actually shown you what actually matters and what actually moves the needle and gets you to that next entire level. So going into what R.E.A.L actually stands for, of course, R-E-A-L, 4 simple steps in this exact order that I specifically use to fix everything. And each step has its own purpose and each step is so important. So the R stands for real food. Now, this is the reason that your diet has been holding you back and just actively working against you the entire time. So real food that you've been told and sold online, sold in stores is healthy. It is just actively starving your hormones and tanking them, disrupting them, making them not function the way they are supposed to be functioning. So you have these fake foods like chicken, rice, oats, seed oils, low-fat diets, or just low-fat foods in general, protein bars, protein powders, and in the end, just clean processed foods. So foods that are marketed as healthy, foods you're convinced are healthy, but at the end of the day, they're just processed foods and are horrible for you and you should completely stay away from them. So then you have your real foods that are going to fuel your body, fuel your hormones, give your body and your hormones the raw materials that they need to produce high amounts of testosterone, to optimize or to function optimally and to actually work so the fat loss, the muscle growth happens at the exact same time. So foods like red meat, like eggs, raw dairy, butter, and animal fats, just whole foods that your body actually knows how to metabolize, knows how to use and put towards energy and put towards building your hormones. All right, so why you are actually stuck with this is because the healthy foods that you've been eating gives your body nothing to actually build with. But you've been told all that matters is protein. You've been told all that actually matters is your macros or being in a calorie deficit. That is not at all true. No raw materials is going to mean no muscle, no hormones, and no actual energy. So stop obsessing over the numbers. Stop just eating for protein. Stop just eating for macros and start eating for what the food is actually doing inside of you, the nutrients, the cholesterol, the things your body actually needs to grow and to seriously build. And I'm not at all saying like you've been eating badly. I'm just saying that you need to optimize your diet towards your hormones and your testosterone's maximum function. You weren't at all eating badly. You were just eating food your body could not actually use. So what does the E stand for? Eliminating suppressors, the bad habits that you can't seem to get rid of. This is exactly what that part is for, because this is one of the most important parts. It is basically creating the foundation to actually do everything. And most people end up skipping this part. Nobody thinks about this, but you cannot build on a broken foundation. What I like to say is it's basically like filling up a bucket with water, but the bucket has a hole in the bottom. So you're just filling it up with water, with like water and water over and over. That's your training, that's your diet, that's your cardio, whatever it is that you think is going to get you those real results, you're pouring it into this bucket, but it's all draining out the bottom because you have not set your foundation. So this is what is draining you. Things like seed oils, things like synthetic pre-workout and energy drinks, horrible sleep, alcohol, chronic stress, processed food. All of these things, you need to eliminate what is suppressing you before actually building what is going to seriously take you to the next level. And these are exactly why you end up crashing in the afternoon, reaching for more coffee, reaching for another energy drink just to get through a workout or just to get through the day. And it's honestly a horrible feeling, but this is why nothing has actually worked for you. You keep adding these simple things like supplements, like a new program on top of your body that is already suppressed. You cannot optimize what is constantly fighting against you the entire time. Like I said, if you're filling the bucket up over and over, it's not going to get anywhere until you fix the hole. So this is the step that everyone ends up skipping and exactly why they stay in a plateau for so long. You don't at all need to add more. You need to remove what is working against you before building anything. So moving into the A, aligning your hormones. This part is so important. This is where the energy, the drive, the results actually come back when your hormones are aligned and your testosterone is increased. So the real levers to this are sleep, where your testosterone is of course actually produced, compound training, building muscles, spiking your hormones like growth hormone, getting sunlight. This is going to restore your energy, your drive, and then stress and routine, how you manage your stress and how you build and manage routines throughout the day. So lower cortisol, protecting your testosterone, protecting your overall hormonal balance and function. So the actual shift with this is where you are going to build the muscle and lose the fat at the exact same time, completely naturally, where the real energy from the moment you are waking up to the moment you are going to bed is all there. So no stimulants required. And you just feel that difference before you even look different. You have the confidence, the motivation, the ambition, the drive, all of these things before you even notice the fat loss or the muscle growth. And it is one of the best feelings ever, having that absolute dialed brain, zero brain fog, just straight, like all of your thoughts, like everything is just like running so easily, so quickly, and you just like know exactly where you are in your own mind. It's one of the best feelings ever. So you're not at all forcing anything. You're not forcing your hormones. You're just simply aligning your life so everything is working together and your testosterone increases at the exact same time. So what does the L stand for? Now, I told you, you probably have not even thought about this part, but it is such a major part nobody even thinks about. Leveraging your identity, why your willpower just kept failing you, and what actually replaces it. So leveraging your identity, why it finally sticks. You could never just stay consistent because you are relying on willpower or becoming the man who actually lives like this by default. And there's nothing at all to force. You just naturally know what to do, naturally know how to live, and it becomes who you are at the end of the day. It's not like a thing you're just working on doing, a thing you're trying to do in your free time, or how can I do this today or whatever. It's just a way of living. It's how you are actually functioning on a day-to-day basis. And I'm telling you, this is one of the best parts and the most important. Just a few years ago, I remember I was like trying to fit the gym into like a hobby I was doing on the side, and it just felt so awkward and it just didn't really work. And this is exactly why, because you have to become the one who is living it. You have to become that actual person. That has to become your identity. So this is what turns a 3-month result into who you are permanently. You didn't at all lack discipline. You were just forcing an identity you have not at all built yet. And that's honestly where the problem came in. So that at the end of the day is R.E.A.L, R-E.A.L, real food, eliminating suppressors, aligning your hormones, and leveraging your identity. If you actually follow these 4 steps, you will get jacked, shredded, real energy, complete clarity, and having a lifestyle that actually lasts and sticks. But if you do want to understand this on a much deeper level and have it exactly built for you in your specific situation, you can DM me R.E.A.L on Instagram, or you can book book a completely free strategy call that I'm going to link in the description below. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Make sure you implement this R.E.A.L as soon as you possibly can to get results as fast as you possibly can. So that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching.